In this video, I'm going to be showing you the most ambitious build I've ever done in Valheim. This is the Guild Hall, and I'm planning on using this for a New Game Plus playthrough with my friends. To be honest, I built most of this thing offline, but my friends said that I should document it and upload it to YouTube, and I'm also going to make this map downloadable for you guys, so that if you want to run a New Game Plus, you have everything you need and a cool base to operate out of. Let me show you around a little bit first. And of course, before we step inside, I have to show you the dock. As we walk out onto the dock, you start to get an idea of the scale of this build. This is the largest ship in the game, next to the longboat, and it is tiny compared to the towers of this build. Walking up the steps, we're going to go into the first of 4 entrances into this base. And this is the Grand Hall. As you can see, it is absolutely massive, and it has a tower coming off of each of the 4 corners. It is not quite done yet. We are going to be finishing that up in this video. The 2 towers on the land side are shorter, and this first one is the Mystic Throne. What kind of castle would it be if it didn't have a throne room? Going up the stairs next to the throne, we can access the top of the first tower, which will be utilized later on in this build. Next is the side opposite from the dock. This is the least finished entranceway in the building. And this tower next to it is also not finished yet. We will be tackling that in this video. Next, we're going to be going out the side exit, and this opens up to a nice, lively patio. We can fill this in with some nice furniture to make an outdoor living space for our characters. Directly across from that, we have this nice semicircular entranceway. It still needs a roof as well. Next up is the first tower that I built. This one is a little bit rougher than the other ones, just because I was figuring out how to build it. And each of these towers on the water side have 2 levels. Coming up to the second level, you can see we have a nice big room here. I still gotta work on the roof so it doesn't clip through the wall, but this whole build is a work in progress and I'm figuring it out as I go. Also, we can go up this other spiral staircase up to the roof of this tower, where we can get a great view of the dock as well as the base. Moving over to the last tower, this was the second one I built, and it's how I figured out how I wanted to lay out the ceiling supports. I'm using these flam metal beams that are working a lot like rebar in concrete to hold this building together. Everything is structurally sound. I don't have any modifications on the game to make building easier. Alright, let's just go up the last tower. That way I can start getting to work finishing this build. I need to do a lot of structural stuff, and then we need to furnish the inside and figure out where all of the materials are gonna go. We need to make sure that this base is not only aesthetically pleasing, but also very functional to be used as a real base. But we also can come up to the top of this tower and see another great view. Along with finishing the roof, I want to redo my lighting system in here. While this offers great brightness, it kind of makes the roof feel lower than it actually is, so I want to tear that down and replace it as well. In the build section, you'll notice that I often build things and then tear it back apart because I don't like the way it fits or looks. I just kind of experiment until I find something I like. I'm no expert builder, I'm just a guy who likes to try and build things at a large scale. And this is my very first attempt at it. The first thing I need to do is get this tower put together. So I'm going to be using mostly these flam metal beams and the Gaussian stone. And that is looking good. And here's a quick look at the outside of the base. I think it looks pretty good. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Alright, let's get this roof finished off. Now that this section is all finished up, let's jump down here and finish the other half of the roof. And I think it's coming out very good. Now I just gotta jump back down here and fix this little archway up here. Welcome back. I've done a little bit of work offline on the base, so I'm just gonna give you a tour of everything I did because there's no way I can fit everything into one video. As you can tell, we have the bubble shields up. We can walk inside and I will show you the mostly furnished base. Coming into the Grand Hall, you can see that we now have our edge lighting all the way across. Those are just made with the lava lamps and the crystal walls. And in the center of the hall, we have a giant long table filled with feasts. You can see that we also have 4 stone teleporters to go out to distant lands, along with 4 shield generators, which perfectly encases the entire base in magical protection from projectile. We've also finished up the roof for our guard entrance, along with our outside patio over here. We now have a nice outside barbecue, along with a hot tub gazebo, and a gate out front. Next, we're gonna go into storage and crafting. In this room, there are 70 black metal chests along the walls, along with these depot chests. So the idea is you run in here, you dump your inventory into this when you don't feel like sorting it, and then when you feel like sorting it, every single box has its own label. This will allow you to stay super organized with all of your gear. We also have all of the crafting stations across this wall with all of the upgrades that I currently have recipes for. This character is pretty endgame, but we haven't gotten everything quite yet. But this is just being set up for our NewGame Plus. Coming upstairs, we have the kitchen. Again, we got some more food, but we have everything we need for crafting all the foods we would need throughout our next playthrough. Cauldron, meads, an oven with its own chimney, barrels for our mead, along with 9 more chests for food storage. Coming out of the orange flag door for crafting, we're going to go over to the red door for living quarters. I've now put down these beds and installed a fire pit with an external exhaust port. We still have one more open room above this that we can fill in things, but as you'll see shortly, I filled in just about every other room in this mansion. Coming down the row, our refinery room is now purple. Coming into here, you'll see a double icter refinery. Let me show you how this works. First, you would come up here, you would put your soft flesh in there, and then you would come down here, jump up onto this part, put it into the second refinery, and then we come in here and you can put the sap in there for number 1 and the sap in there for number 2, and this should protect the rest of the base. You can come out this way and up these stairs, and we have a full metal refinery on top of it. 2 blast furnaces, 2 normal furnaces, and 2 charcoal kilns. And last but not least, we have the Mystic Throne Room, which is now being fully utilized as well. We got some new decorations, like these skulls and the gold. Because that's what we're about. We collect skulls and gold around here. But anyways, we also have a whisk fountain right here and a cartographer's table. Not only that, the throne room also leads to our last resource station. We have 1 windmill here, along with 2 things for making threads, along with 5 sets of bees, which are all happy up here. With all of these things together, I truly think that I've made the ultimate NewGame Plus base. Not only is the building basically perfect, but if we check the map, you can see that this base is also located in the plains. We also have Black Forest here, meadows here, swamp here, and mountains here. So you have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 biomes super close to the base. We also have Hildor and Haldor And there's a teleport right over here to the Bog Witch, so you have access to all 3 traders as well from this base. I'm super excited to do another playthrough of Valheim using this base. I think that you guys might enjoy it too, so I'm gonna try and figure out how to make this thing downloadable. That way, if you want to start a new game and have the most epic base to start out of, you can do so. Anyways, this was my very first YouTube video in Valheim, so if you liked it, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Anyways, thank you, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye now.